Okay, so this was a toughie that I did on a Mercedes SUV hatch. Obviously, they backed into something and left a deep dent as well as a big bulge over that dent right along the body line. And you can see there's some scratches on there, but they weren't worried about that. They wanted to straighten this out and save their factory paint. So utilizing some devices here using lateral tension and perpendicular tension, as you can see here, I strapped to the a post within this warehouse I was working in, and this is creating tension on that panel so that when I go behind there and gently push along that body line, it's going to help it along and move that metal along with me tapping down these crowns. That bulge there, we call that a crown. So there's a technique to this, and this is called the knockdown method. If you look closely, you can see those lines start to dissipate. Now you're seeing me push once again right behind there, and that metal is moving. It's doing what we need it to do. Again, flattening high spots. You can see those lines straightening out and everything going back to where it needs to go. Now I switch over to crowns underneath that could easily be missed here, but that's why it's so important to have a good reflection source. Here you can see those lines flatten out and that metal moving back towards the center of the dent, which is what we want. The glue comes right off with isopropyl alcohol, and here we've got a situation. This dent was pretty deep, as we saw, and while that body line is very rigid, that flat part of the metal is fatigued because it's very weak. So we're going to strengthen it here using a car body heater. This device heats the metal on a molecular level. Yes, I said molecular. This is scientific here. What it's going to do is stabilize that metal and tighten it up so that we can get that dent completely flat and as good as new. So I'll repeat this process several times until we tighten things up, and then I'll finish off with our conventional PDR tools. So after that, we go ahead and coat the inside with some corrosion proofing, and now you can see that that panel is nice and tight again, and everything looks really straight. Now, in case you were wondering, this is not an average paintless dent repair here. This is advanced paintless dent removal with results that are on par with traditional body and paint repair, only better. Why? Because we are saving this client their factory original paint on the vehicle, and this ultimately retains the resale trade-in value of the car, which is a big deal. Not to mention it was pretty convenient too, completed in one day at our client's location. I'm Joe Garcia, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. For more info, visit us at dentevo.com.